This is the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. We have assembled the world's finest sports and trivia dorks to prove once and for all that we are just as bad at this as we were at sports.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. Sports trivia for those of us who rode the pine. This is episode anybody?
256.
Look at that, 256. I'm your host, Eric, and today's game we'll be pitting a Benchwarmer team of Scott and Lux versus Benchwarmer Taco and returning player Matt Doherty. Scott and Lux, how are you gentlemen doing tonight?
I'm good. I don't have much going on, so I'll keep it quick. I was really excited to team up with David. I haven't seen him in a while. I did mention off air before we started recording that it looks like he's aged about 5 years since the last time I saw him, which makes him about 117 now. So I'm excited to team up with him, even though when Eric hosts, there's usually not a lot of old-timey stuff, but we'll see what happens.
I'm doing well. The aging that Scott sees is partially because the beard is going gray, but it's also because the job is turning me gray. It's been very busy. Yes, and everybody knows that when Scott and I joined, we're slowly running out of August 5th athletes, but we found one from the archives today, and we are going with Mr. John Olerud. And tonight's team name for Scott Grimes and myself will be John Olerud's Headgear.
Okay, and Taco and Matt Doherty.
I'm good. I was again saying before the recording that I was self-conscious because I'm eating soup, and it just felt weird to eat soup on camera and like not get paid for it. Like I feel like I should be Twitch streaming eating soup.
Do you normally get paid to eat soup?
I could. I eat soup really well. There's a market for it.
Is this like something you do on onlytaco.com?
Wait, I got it. Minestrone fans.
There it is.
Thank you. I will log off now. No, I'm good. Doherty, what's our team name?
I'm fine. I was in Vegas and now I'm not. So, our team name tonight, knowing that these goofballs always choose to discuss their August 5th dumb, is the Anti-August 5th League.
Oh! Ouch. I'll try not to take that personally.
Let's kick it over to Dan. I heard he's from Minnesota. He'll give us the rules.
The game will consist of 4 quarters of play, each with different trivia style. The styles of quarters 1 through 3 will change from show to show, and I will explain them as we go along. Like any good sporting event, we will have a halftime show after the second quarter with entertainment questions. And in the fourth quarter, our teams will wager from their points accumulated to see who are today's clipboard captains, to be honored like the true benchwarmers they are. All right, let's get this game underway.
All right, today's first quarter will be pre- and post-game.
Pre- and post-game. For this quarter, there will be 4 before and after style questions. For example, if I said, what all-time leader in receptions for the Indianapolis Colts was a Notre Dame safety drafted by the Minnesota Vikings, the answer would be Marvin Harrison Smith. Each question is worth 25 points.
All right, question 1, pre- and post-game. Greatest wide receiver in Detroit Lions history not named Calvin Johnson, and the Red Wings defenseman who won NHL Rookie of the Year in 2022.
We're going to check in.
All right, John Olerud's Headgear's checked in. The Anti-August 5th League, talk it out.
So Herman Morinius.
Yeah, Herman Moripovich, Herman Moore, Morris Day and the Time.
Morsel of cookie.
Herman Mork and Mindy.
Mork and Mindy. I like that one,
Yeah, I've got nothing on the defenseman.
Yeah, me neither.
So
Herman Mork and Mindy?
Yep. Check it in. Herman Mork and Mindy.
All right, and John Olerud's Headgear.
Yeah, we got really quick to Herman Moore, and it's this German guy. I'm pretty sure his first name is Moritz. I've seen his name in print, and I can't come up with his last name. The closest I could come up with was it's something like Seidler or Sidler, and I know that's not right, but it's like off by a few letters. So we checked in with Herman Moritz Seidler.
All right, I'm going to be strict on this one. No team getting their points here. It's Herman Moritz Cider.
Oh, sure.
Ooh, that was really close.
Okay. Not close enough, but that's okay.
There was no L. No L in his name.
No, you did the right thing. I didn't have it.
Starting it off great. All right. Question number 2. 2009 NHL Rookie of the Year goaltender who is second in all-time wins for the Columbus Blue Jackets and is the brother of Miles, who also went to Duke.
We will check in.
All right, John Orwood's headgear checked in. August 5th. Talk it out.
I was, for some reason, I had them mixed up. So I was looking for somebody that started with Lee, and then you just said something Mason.
Oh, yeah.
The only goaltender I know named, I'm not sure if plays for Columbus, but I know there's Steve Mason.
But that's more than I have, so I like it.
Steve Mason Plumley.
Check it in.
All right, and over to John Olrud's headgear.
We had the same. We got very quickly to the Plumleys, of course, and then I said, I think Steve Mason's a person, so Steve Mason, Plumley.
So Steve Mason is definitely a person, and both teams are getting their points. It is Steve Mason Plumley. See, look at that, nice and easy. And like Sergei Bobrovsky is like number 1 by far in Columbus Blue Jackets wins as a goalie, and Steve Mason has like 90. So at number 2. Question number 3: the mouth of the South and the 2016 NHL Rookie of the Year, who is called the Bread Man or just Bread.
We can check in. It just hit me.
All right, John Olrud's headgear's checked in. August 5th. Talk it out.
Okay, so the mouth of the South is Jimmy Hart.
Yeah.
So we're looking Hart something, Art something. The only hockey-related art I can think of is Art Ross, and that's a trophy. And / somebody very, very old who is not going to win 2016 NHL Rookie of the Year. Is it just Art, or is it like Art as the start of a longer name?
I don't have it. You want to go with Jimmy Hart Rose Trophy or
Jimmy Hart Ross Trophy?
Hart Ross Trophy. There you go.
Sure. Let's do it. Check it in.
I don't even know what you checked in with, but over to John Olrud's headgear.
Yeah, the only reason I know this is because it's fresh in my mind because I've been watching some Canes Rangers games, and I think it's the same guy. If it is, it's that Russian guy. It's something like, forgive me, all of our Russian listeners for butchering the name, but Jimmy Hartimi, is it Panarin? Panera Bread? Panarin, I think, or something like that. How liberally are you grading this one?
We'll see.
Okay. It's wrong. It's wrong anyway, so never mind.
Hey everyone, this is Matt from the future. My internet went out at the time when this was happening. So the answer to the question is Jimmy Hartemi Panarin. So there you go. Back to the show.
Yes. Yeah. All right. On to question number 4. 1987 NHL Rookie of the Year with a cameo in D2 The Mighty Ducks, who had his number 20 retired by the Kings, and the Bengals wide receiver whose 49-yard touchdown catch in Week 17 versus the Ravens on December 31st, 2017, ended the Bills' long playoff drought. Oh, and he recently just signed with the Titans.
We will check in.
All right. I don't remember what the August 5th league is checked in. John Rollwood's headgear. Talk it up.
I think we have it. Yeah, the wide receiver is definitely Tyler Boyd. He just signed with the Titans like this week. And then I don't know why you typed to me Lucky Robitaille. I think
it's Lucky Robitaille. That was an autocorrect, obviously, but yes, Lucky Robitaille. So we'll check in with Luke Robitaille Boyd. I like saying that one.
Okay, and August 5th.
Same thing. Luke Robitaille Boyd.
All right. Both teams getting their points. The correct answer is Luke Robitaille Boyd. Yeah, Tyler Boyd caught that touchdown pass when the Bills, I guess then donated like millions of dollars. Bills fans donated millions of dollars to Andy Dalton's like charity after that happened.
Sports are weird.
Right. All right. After the first quarter, we have the August 5th league with 50 points and John Olrud's headgear with 75. And that brings us to the second quarter. And today's second quarter will be Curriculum Vitae.
Ooh. That
Curriculum Vitae. In this round, the host will list the teams and years for which a player spent time and may also give a few fun facts about each player. Each question is worth 20 points.
And I don't even know if I did this right, but I did it. So
because I did the CVs all as haikus. So
yeah, this is Curriculum Vitae haiku.
Why would this be any different than any other Eid
Curriculum
episode?
Vitae, that's the one.
right.
Every Eid episode should start off with, I don't know if I did this right. But...
Haiku. I love it.
Yeah.
But this is a very special one because this is the Too Much Minnesota edition.
Nice.
So it's instead of giving 4 or 5 teams, it's just twins. Which has got a name to play.
No, this is all Vikings. This is all football. So,
Oh.
all right.
Oh, Vikings?
Torturing Matt.
Yeah.
Torturing Matt.
So not even the fun Minnesota, Matt. Sorry.
I know, right?
All right. Question number 1. 7th round quarterback, 1993. 93 in Minnesota. In 1996 in Seattle. 2 games, 1 career touchdown, 1 career interception, and 1 Heisman.
We're checked in.
All right. John O'Roots Headgear's checked in. August 5th. You guys can talk it out.
So biggest lead I've got on this is the years. 93 draft. I know the 92 Heisman was Gino Torretta, and he did not have any sort of NFL career.
Sure.
I don't know if he was drafted in the 7th round by Minnesota, but that that NFL stat line feels right for someone of Gino Torretta's caliber.
Yeah,
So
go for it.
cool. Check in Pinole Valley High School's Gino Torretta.
And John O'Roots Headgear, answer, please.
Yeah, I think the same thing. The only thing to latch on to was the Heisman winner. That's really the only way to go about this. Although, I don't know. I think I disagree with Taco saying he didn't have much of a career. This looks pretty good compared to some quarterbacks we see these days. So this seems like a better career than like Nathan Peterman, who is my anti-quarterback. But we also checked in with Gino Torretta.
Okay, both teams getting their points here. It is Gino Torretta and Scott. He played 1 game for the Vikings in 1993 and threw no passes for no stats of any kind. And then took 3 years off and showed up in Seattle to play 1 game where he went 5 for 16 for 41 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. And I actually have one thing to say about Gino Torretta. I don't know how he won a Heisman Trophy. Try to guess in his 4 years at Miami. This is just off the cuff trivia here. How many touchdowns he threw in 4 years in Miami?
He played all 4 years?
He played all 4 years.
So a disappointing total would be like 30.
Oh, I'm going to say, I'm going to go 52.
47.
That's pretty close, Scott. No, but it's close to that going over. Price is Right rules.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, he played. I mean, granted, I'm guessing the 1 year he didn't really play, but like he had 8 touchdowns, 0, 20, and 19. So those are not Heisman-esque numbers. All right, on to question number 2. 9th round, 94 to 98, Minnesota. 99 to 2000, Washington. 2001 to 2004, Tampa Bay. 2005 to 2006, Minnesota. 2007 to 2008, Dallas. And 1 Dilfer-style Super Bowl.
We'll check in.
All right, August 5th has checked in. John O'Roots Headgear, talk about.
All right. So Dilfer style Super Bowl to me means, he was backed by a great defense. This Brad Johnson.
Could be. He's come up recently.
I'm pretty sure based on the teams, it's Brad Johnson.
Yeah, I think you could be right.
Because he was the QB for Tampa in the Super Bowl. And then I know he went back to the Vikings, and I do remember him on Dallas.
And I asked a question. He was the lowest drafted quarterback to win a Super Bowl. So it would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, go for it. We'll check that in.
All right. Checking in Brad Johnson.
All right, and August 5th.
Yep. Same thing. Brad Johnson.
All right, both teams getting their points. The correct answer is Brad Johnson. Yeah, he played for Dallas for a minute. And yes, I would take him over Dak.
Brad Johnson now over Dak.
Yeah, well, yes, yeah.
Gino Torretta now. Just also
Gino Torretta now.
Brad Johnson 20 years from now in a nursing home over Dak.
It would be cheaper. I'm saying. Question number 3. 2nd round, 93 to 96 Minnesota, 97 Miami, 98 New Orleans, 99 to 2001 Baltimore, 2002 Indianapolis, and he is not a Rocket.
Okay, we'll check in.
All right, John O'Rourke's Headgear has checked in. August 5th, you guys can talk it out.
It's not the Missile, the Rocket, those brothers that all played Ishmael, Quandary. Yeah.
Kadri or Quadri.
How do you say it?
It's either like Kadri or Quadri. It's like Qadry or something.
Yeah. We'll check that in.
All right, and John O'Rourke's Headgear.
What a quandary, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we checked in with Quadri, call me Ismail.
All right, both teams getting their points here. Yes, he is the Missile, not the Rocket. It was Syracuse great. It's Kadri Ishmael. There's no U, so Kadri. All right, question number 4. 96 to 2000 Minnesota, 2001 Baltimore, 2002 to 2005 Minnesota. And he is not a 2016 NBA champion.
Hey, Eric Eid, we're gonna check in.
Right. August 5th checked in. John O'Rourke's Headgear, talk it out.
The best one we have is Mo Williams so far.
Yeah, so we're breaking this down, saying like it must be somebody who was on the 2006 or shares a name with somebody who was on the 2016 Cavs. Mo Williams.
Yeah. I don't remember Mo Williams, the NBA player, playing that late, but he was a guy that followed LeBron, so it would not surprise me that he was on that team. And I know Mo Williams at least played in the NFL. There was a Mo Williams, and I think he was a defensive back. So I mean,
it's a common name. It's definitely right. It's not going to be Kyrie Irving.
You don't think it's Dellavedova?
That's definitely not Dellavedova. All right, do you want to go with that? I'm not going to come up with anything better.
I'm good with that.
All right, we'll check in with Mo Williams.
All right, and August 5th.
I thought Mo Williams was a running back. Who am I thinking of then?
I know
you could be right.
I know. I was just trying to think of people who played for the Vikings in Baltimore about the late 90s and early 2000s, and the only name I could come up with was Mo Williams. But I thought, again, I thought he was a running back. Why am I spacing on that? Who was
Maybe
the
he was.
running
I think
back that
you
played
might be
for
right.
both?
I think you're right.
All right, yeah, Mo Williams is who we checked in with also.
All right, both teams getting the points. The correct answer is Mo Williams. I don't know why he is a running back. I never said he wasn't.
No, because I thought he was a defensive back, but now
he sounds like he should be a defensive back.
Yeah, no, I can see a stupid Madden face now. I can see it.
Stupid. So, no offense to all the Williams family out there who are big Mo Williams defenders,
or
he
the
doesn't
Madden
have
family.
A stupid face.
He has
He's
a
just a normal, regular
face.
guy.
The backup running backs on Madden, like you just quickly look at them, and for some reason, they always have a dumb face, and then you don't think about them anymore because they're backup running backs.
All right. So after the second quarter, we have a score of the August 5th League, 150, John O'Rourke's Headgear, 175. And that brings us to halftime.
It is now time for the halftime show. There will be 3 entertainment questions. Each question is worth 25 points.
This is a very special halftime because we have a very special announcement following the halftime, so stay tuned for that.
Ooh.
So one of the most recent episodes, one of the last couple episodes I hosted, I had a surprise Weird Al halftime.
Oh, no.
Yeah. This time it's not a surprise. So since the Super Bowl won't get Weird Al for the halftime show, I figure I'm just going to feature him over and over in all my halftimes. So here we go. Today we'll be playing Finish the Weird Al Lyric. I'll tell you the name of the song and the number of words I need to finish the lyric, and you just tell me those words. All right, question number 1. The song's Waffle King, and I need 3 words. Roll out the red carpet, because here I come. All you peons better scram. Out of my way, you worthless piece of scum. Don't you know? Blank, blank, blank.
We're checked in.
All right, John O'Rourke's Headgear's checked in. August 5th. Matt looks Doherty looks super excited right now.
So something that rhymes with scram?
Yeah, that was I was thinking. Well, it's a scram. I don't know where you wrote this. Don't you know who I am? I don't know. Am and scram rhyme.
Don't you know who I am? I mean,
That's 3 words.
better than I got. What do you think I got?
Less than 3 words, apparently. Sure, let's just go for it. Checking in with who I am.
And John Olrud.
I was just going based off of what rhymed and what made sense. We also checked in with who I am.
Both teams getting their points. See, nice and easy. The correct answer is who I am. On to question number 2. The song is King of Suede, and I only need 1 word. 30 years in the same location I have stayed. There I am, right next door to Willie's Fun blank.
This is closer to my era. I got this one. Check in.
All right, John Olrud's headgear's checked in. August 5th. Talk it out.
30 years in the same location.
I was going to type that to you,
stayed.
David.
Oh, yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
There
Totally
I
my-
am,
totally
right
my era.
next door to Willie's Fun
Um,
Parade Brigade
Arcade.
Arcade makes much more sense than mine.
Should we do that?
Sure.
All right, we'll check in arcade.
And John Olrud's headgear.
I was going to tell Scott that anything that's pre-1995, I got a much better shot. King of Suede was King of Pain, right? So we also checked in with Arcade.
And once again, both teams getting their points. Yes, the correct answer is Arcade. King of Suede is one of my favorite Weird Al songs. All right, on to question 3. The song is My Baby's in Love with Eddie Vedder, and I need 2 words. Well, I don't wear Doc Martens, and I don't wear flannel, and I don't boycott the music video channel, and I can't compete with all his money and with all that money and fame, but I know 2 can play at this kind of game. Let's just see how jealous she'll get when I start stalking blank blank.
All right, we'll check in.
All right, John Olrud's headgear's checked in. August 5th League, talk it out.
All right, so
So-
we have flannel channel, fame and game, and then the last line. So
Get
do we think
and-
it circles back to flannel and channel for
No, I think it rhymes with get.
get?
Let's just see how jealous she'll get when I start stalking blah, 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 right?
Leon Lett?
And then, well,
Smurfette.
that would be very good. So it's
Yes.
gotta. So
He's bound to drop a ball somewhere in here, right?
if it's from a song about being in my
gotta be
baby's in love with
somebody in the
Eddie
90s
Vedder, right? It's got to be a
grunge music.
'90s, yeah, grunge rock ish. Ends in an et. Probably a woman. I'm assuming
Joan Jett?
that's too early.
Yep.
Alanis Morissette.
Oh, there you go. Yes.
The era fits, and
Mhm.
it rhymes with get. That's all I got.
Check it in.
All right, and over to John Olrud's headgear.
Well, we had to zero in on it so first Scott threw out Kate Blanchett, and I was like, that's too late. So I threw out Carol Burnett, and he was like, that's too early. So we had to calibrate a little bit. Then Scott came back with Dante Bichette, which would have been excellent and around the right time, but we settled on Alanis Morissette.
And both teams, yet again, getting their points. The correct answer is Alanis Morissette. Alanis Morissette got her start on one of the greatest TV shows of all time. You can't do that on television. All right, Matt, do you have that thing keyed
I
up?
do.
All right, so after this halftime, we have our very special announcement. So let's kick it over to Dan for this very special announcement.
You all know and love the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast Chicken Chunks. Those lightly breaded golden nuggets of joy that fuel your trivia conquests and satisfy your hunger cravings. But wait, there's more. Introducing the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast Lightly Breaded Chicken Chunks Cookbook. Yes, you heard it right. Now you can take your love of chicken chunks to a whole new level. Imagine flipping through the pages of our cookbook, each recipe more tantalizing than the last. From the classic chunky surprise to the exotic marshmallow munch chicken chunks, we've got your taste buds covered. And let's not forget our special selection on chunky challenges for those daring enough to test their culinary skills. But hey, we know what you're thinking. Why do I need a cookbook when I can just order more chicken chunks? Well, let me tell you, this cookbook is not just about cooking. It's about the experience. Picture yourself in the kitchen, Apron on, spatula in hand, channeling your inner culinary genius as you whip up a storm of chicken chunk delights. It's like a trivia game for your taste buds. So whether you're a seasoned chef or a kitchen rookie, grab your copy of the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast Lightly Breaded Chicken Chunk Cookbook today. Because when it comes to trivia and chicken, there's no such thing as too much of a good thing.
Thank you, Dan.
Wow.
And if you
What
ask
was-
now,
What was the episode? One of the recipes was something about chubby chicken or something like that. What did he
chunky
say?
surprise.
Chunky surprise. There you go.
Yeah.
Chunky surprise. Eric, any comments about chunky surprise?
I've had it for dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite delicious. The book's not out yet, so I had a preview of the book itself. So I was able to make the chunky surprise tonight, and tomorrow we're having the marshmallow munch chicken.
I can't wait for not the audio book, but the video book with Taco eating all of the different chicken recipes in the cookbook, because we know that he's a terrific eater. So
I'll only endorse it if there's marshmallow. If you can do the marshmallow munch chicken chunk in a taco, is that allowed? Can I go off recipe here?
I think it would have to be in a waffle taco.
That's fine. I'll make that work.
Okay.
I think,
A Choco
also
taco?
He needs a soup. He needs a soup version as well.
Yes.
Oh, chicken
Back in
chunk
my,
soup.
Chicken chunk soup. Yeah.
I think that was my screen name back in the day when I was doing online dating.
Chunky
Chicken-
surprise.
Chunky surprise.
I was like, chicken chunk soup is a terrible username.
My
Xbox
stuck on
Live
chunky
gamer tag.
surprise. Sorry.
All right. Well, thank you again, Dan. And I'm in discussion right now to get this book released to everybody. When I say everybody, it's me. It's just mine. All right. On to the second half. And today's third quarter will be 5-on-3.
Ooh.
5-on-3. For this quarter, there will be 3 categorized lists containing 5 items, where each item is worth 10 points. The teams will attempt to guess as many items as they can. However, if a team has an incorrect guess, they will receive 0 points for that list.
So today's 5-on-3 will be a little different. I used to do this with Lucky Sevens. But we're just going to do the teams with unique single season passing leader touchdown or passing touchdown leaders. And since we don't get to pick lists, I will let each team pick one, and then I will pick the third. So we'll start with the team trailing, and that's the anti-August 5th league. You can pick a team from the remaining, and I will tell you the teams that have been used, which will
There's
be
like 10 of them, right? Or 11 something.
9.
Nine.
Chargers, Cowboys, 49ers, Bengals, Ravens, Packers, Chiefs, Seahawks, and Rams have been used, so everyone else is available.
Ooh.
Let's not go with Bears or Cleveland.
No.
I have a thought, David.
Oh,
So,
damn it! I just see what I
This is,
do.
this is single season, Eric, not career.
Correct.
single
Okay.
season, yeah.
They've led the team in single season passing touchdowns. But again, just the unique one. So since Mahomes did it like
Right.
18 times.
How about the Bills?
Sure.
I mean, because I can think of a few of those
Yeah.
prominent names.
Yeah.
You wanna
The other
do
one
that?
that I was kind of thinking about was Philly.
Okay.
I feel like we could get there's a few
It's
pretty
a different
clear
strategy
ones
here,
in
right?
there.
They have to pick one that they don't think we can get, right? Because I'm like,
Yeah, and then for us, there's no stealing, so we don't have to even worry about what they pick.
That's right. That's
Right.
right.
Right. You
I
got a
don't know.
team?
Up to-
What do you wanna
if
do?
you want to go with the Bills, let's go with the Bills.
Well, I just was throwing it out there. I mean, if you have a stronger thing on Philly, let's do Philly then.
I do not have a preference. I really don't.
Okay.
Let's go with the Bills. Let's make Eric Eid talk about the Bills.
Oh,
His
That's
favorite.
awesome. That's a great clincher right there.
All right. So question 1, I need the unique single season passing touchdown leaders for the Buffalo Bills.
All right, Eric, we're checked in.
All right. John O'Rourke's headgear has checked in. That means the anti-August 5th league can talk it out.
How many did you guys check in with?
One.
Okay, so
All
we
right,
got
so
we got Josh Allen, Jim Kelly. I was like gesturing at Matt, going, "Who's that old guy?" And Matt came through with Joe Ferguson, who I think is up there.
yeah, so now we're debating on the other ones we think might be on the list, which would include Fitzpatrick, Drew Bledsoe. I mean, would Tyrod Taylor sneak up in there?
Maybe my other thought might be Doug Flutie.
Doug Flutie's a good one. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I
He
don't.
had some pretty killer receivers too, but he
Yeah. Of those, I think I like Bledsoe the most.
yeah, Fitzpatrick was a 2-year wonder or 1-year wonder
Um,
in Buffalo. I know he was good. You know, he had a long career, but
more than one, I think.
oh, okay.
Maybe a 2-year wonder. But it's single season, so we just need one big year.
No, I know. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, you know.
Oh, he's got double
Sorry,
the
I was
chances
just
to be on the
pacing
list.
Okay,
down
so
there
we-
so I don't have to keep scrolling.
We're gonna go for Allen, Kelly, Ferguson,
And Bledsoe? Go those four,
and
maybe?
Bledsoe.
Does that sound good to you? Do you want to
Sounds
throw
good.
a fifth one on there? Or?
I don't think we should change. I mean, if you want to go Fitzpatrick, then do it.
No, let's just go with the four.
Okay, we'll check that in.
Okay, and John Overwood's headgear.
We decided to also go for 4: Allen, Kelly, Bledsoe, and Ferguson. And we had some fun names. We were throwing around Fitzpatrick. We threw around Flutie. We threw around Tyrod Taylor, Kelly Holcomb, Trent
Kelly
Edwards.
Kelly
Holcomb.
Holcomb.
We had some
JP Lossman.
We had JP Lossman. We had some good Bills quarterbacks. But we just checked in with the 4.
All right. So number one, I honestly didn't check after this past season, but it's not going to matter because Josh Allen is number one anyway. In 2020, he threw 37. I'm not sure if he threw more than that this year or not.
I don't think so.
Anyway, number two, in 1991, Jim Kelly had 33 touchdowns. In 1983, with 26 touchdowns, you had Joe Ferguson. And then number 4 and 5 were tied with 24. One is Drew Bledsoe in 2002, and the other one is Ryan Fitzpatrick in 2012. Other guys looking right on the outside, we had J.P. Lossman with 19, Tyrod Taylor, he maxed out at 20, and Doug Flutie in 1998 also had 20.
Where was Jack Kemp on that list?
He wasn't. That's it. Those are I only had the 8. Yeah, I didn't go that far back to find. He probably threw.
He wasn't.
Clearly less than 19.
I mean, he was throwing a rock back then, though, too. So I mean, it's like,
yeah. Well, he's dead now, so it doesn't matter.
he is.
Anyway,
I don't know. I don't know when he died.
He died. He did die.
He did die. Oh, thank you.
yeah, he's a dead guy. He's a dead guy
Confirmed.
now.
Confirmed.
So, anyway,
DED dead.
so we'll go to question 2, and for that question, we're going to need John Roberts Headgear to pick a team.
Okay, we'll take the Jaguars.
Ooh. So question number 2 is I need the unique single season passing touchdown leaders for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, let's do it. You want to go with all? You want to go with all 13?
Yeah, let's put all 13 on there.
That's the Doherty special.
If we put 13 on there, 5 of them got to be right?
Right.
That's how that works. That's how this game works.
I mean, there's no rule saying, or wait, except the rules.
Yeah, except the
Never mind.
rules. Except the actual.
But it's an Eve game, so the rules are just guidelines mostly.
Yeah, exactly.
The rules of the game aren't simple.
They're just mild suggestions.
Right.
This is actually 5-on-3, then 7-on-3, then 5-on-3. This is haiku 5-on-3.
Haiku on 3.
It's a haiku version.
5, 7, 5 on 3. That's great.
We get 7 guesses this time around. That's the way it works.
5, 7, 5 on 3. That's the episode title, right?
All right, Eric, we will check in.
All right, anti-August 5th leagues checked in. John Overwood's Headgear, talk it out.
All right, we are
the only thing
dead
we
set
have
on
to figure
4.
out is
Right.
is Leftwich versus Minshew.
That's right, or nobody, or just go with 4.
Right, that's where we're at.
I'm willing to stake a lot that if it's between Leftwich and Minshew, that Minshew is higher. I feel really strongly about it, like 80% confident.
I know the arguments against Leftwich, right, are talented running backs.
Right.
I mean, Matt Jones at receiver and like
Wrong,
Reggie Williams.
and wrong era, and
And
running backs who want the ball. Both a starter, Fred Taylor and Maurice
Yeah.
Jones-Drew, both wanting the ball when they're in the game.
my argument against Minshew is similar though, which is who they have at receiver.
Fair.
Or Allen Robinson.
I hear you, but I mean, again, we're thinking that you need 20 to get on the low 20s.
I would think so, yeah.
Low 20s could be 13, 12 games now. I mean, easily. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, and they would have
been
been behind, right? So he would have been throwing.
absolutely would have been behind for sure. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They were actually good in the Leftwich era, probably. So
They were.
I think that we're Lawrence, Gerard, Brunell, Bortles. I really want Minshew.
We want to do those five. We can.
Okay. All right. Lawrence, Gerard, Brunell, Bortles, and Minshew.
Eric, he means David Garrard. I don't know what this Gerard nonsense is. To clarify, he means David Garrard.
It's not Gerard. Gerard is the guy from Battlestar Galactica, I think. Never mind.
Gerard Depardieu on here, so you get points. All right, and over to August 5th.
We had a very similar conversation. We felt much more stronger. No, much more strongly about Gardner Minshew and having that kind of one big season, which probably got him on this list. We did check in with 5. We checked in with Blake Bortles, Gardner Minshew, Trevor Lawrence, Mark Brunell, and French NASCAR driver Jean Girard. No, David Garrard.
Right. Give me that list one more time, Taco.
Same 5.
It was the same 5, just in a different order, I think. Bortles, Minshew, Lawrence, Brunell, Garrard.
You got it. Okay. So Gardner Minshew, just to clarify, Scott was throwing passes to DJ Chark, Chris Conley,
yes,
D.D. Westbrook.
Was it Mercedes Lewis on those teams or no?
I got one, Eric.
Keelan
Marquise
Cole.
Lee.
No.
Did
yes,
he get there the year
yes,
after?
No, yes, but no. That's when he died. That's the year he died. So he caught 3 balls or something like that year. 3 catches on 4 targets for 18 yards, and then he died. Not literally, but probably soon.
Sorry, Marquise Lee.
All right. Anyway, so let's go over this list. Blake Bortles is number 1 in 2015. He threw for 35 touchdowns. That's right. Blake Bortles threw for 35 touchdowns in a single season. That's right, Chicago Bears fans. Blake Bortles threw for 35 touchdowns, and you guys we'll find out soon because that's going to be list 3, so you can guys start working on that now because no one was going to pick them, so I'm picking them. Anyway, number 2, Trevor Lawrence, 25 touchdowns in 2022. 1, Gerard Depardieu, David Garrard, 2010, he had 23 touchdowns. Mark Brunell in 1998 and in 2000 had 20 touchdowns, and everybody's favorite Gardner Minshew, he was 4th. I skipped over him. In 2019, he had 21 touchdowns. So the 2 guys right on the outside, we had 1 Byron Leftwich. So in 2004 and in 2005, he had 15 touchdowns, which would be like super high on the Chicago Bears list. I'm just saying, like probably 1. And then this one I found to be interesting, right on the 7th. 7th. Chad Henne had 13 touchdowns.
Oh,
wow.
If this was a lucky 7, woo.
Yeah, no one would have had Sonia Henne's son.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're going to move on to question number 3. And since I get to pick this list, I've already told you it's going to be the Chicago Bears.
No. I thought you were kidding.
Okay.
Oh, never.
This is like American Idol when the judges get to pick what they sing.
Hold on, David.
yeah.
Bear with me.
All right. I will bear with you.
Caleb Williams is on this list, probably.
Yeah, probably.
We're checked in.
All right. John O'Rourke's headgear has checked in. That means the August 5th League can talk it out for another 8 seconds.
All right,
Okay.
so the names that we have that we're confident we're going to check in with are Cutler, Kramer, and Sid Luckman. We're debating over Sexe Rexe. And then the other names that we threw out there were 50-50 on Trubisky, or maybe even worse than 50-50. Kyle Orton is a name that Matt brought up, but I mean, Kyle Orton, man, he played on some really bad Bears teams with like no wide receivers at all.
Right.
Jim McMahon just did not throw touchdown passes.
No.
He just handed the ball off to Sweetness.
Right. Are we counting the strike year? Would Sean Payton have made it?
he's right on the outside.
I don't think Justin Fields had the numbers.
No. And the name that we brought up while we were discussing, that David and I probably both brought up, was George Blanda, who played, I think the last season he threw the ball around as a quarterback was with Bears before he became a full-time kicker.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like.
You want to go with the 4, or do you want to go with Trubisky?
I don't. I like Rexy over Trubisky for sure.
Oh yes, I would. Yes.
Yeah. Now I'm making Marcus noises now.
Marcus here, yeah. I got excited when I heard.
Oh no. Yeah, let's just go with the 4. Trubisky's good. And I would, you know what? I would hate it more if Mitch Trubisky cost us points than if we left him off and we left points on the table because of Trubisky.
I agree. Yep.
So we will check in with Jay Cutler, Eric Kramer, Sid Luckman, Rex Grossman.
All right. So you said Jay Cutler,
Kramer, Luckman,
Grossman,
and Sexy Rexy.
Okay. And over to John Olrud's headgear.
We also only checked in with 4. We went Kramer, Cutler, Grossman, and Trubisky. And I floated the idea of going for Jewish Sports Quarterly's early cover guy, Sid Luckman. But Scott would not go for it. So we did not check in with Sid Luckman. We went with Kramer, Cutler, Grossman, and Trubisky.
All right.
The law firm of, right?
Yeah.
I think Sid Luckman would be in the law firm.
I'm gonna start with the names that are not on this list because
it is amazing.
It's hilarious. So with 20 touchdowns in a single season, it was Rudy Buckich. 1965. Yeah, that's right. Rudy Buckich threw for 20.
You don't know Rudy Buckich? Come on.
We owe Josh money on that one.
Yeah, pretty sure he kicked the Buckich.
All right, and then 1961 with 22 touchdowns, you had Billy Wade.
Billy Wade.
And in 1949 with 23 touchdowns, he's technically on the list, but not because no one said his name. Johnny Lujack.
Johnny Lujack.
Wow. Wait, Lojack?
Yeah, basically.
Lojack City. No, wait.
So now to the actual list. In 1995 with 29 touchdowns, number 1 is Eric Kramer. In 2014 with 28, it was Jay Cutler with 28 touchdowns. All right. And then in 1943, also with 28 touchdowns, was Sid Luckman.
Wow.
Nice.
And in 2018, 24 touchdowns, Mitchell Trubisky.
Oh.
And with 23 touchdowns in 2006, Rex Grossman. So both teams getting their points. Yeah, that list is hilarious.
Those are kind of high numbers. You said 28. I was like, wow, that's
actually
higher than I expected.
Never over 30, which is still crazy to me. Like
28 touchdowns in 1943 is crazy.
Yeah.
That's like 78 touchdowns today.
Roughly, if you carry the one, yes.
Oh, I just looked this up. Sid Luckman is a rarity, a member of both the Pro Football Hall of Fame and the International Jewish Sports Hall of Fame. There you go.
If only he went to Brown. So after the third quarter, we have a score of the Anti-August 5th League with 355 and John Olrud's headgear with 380.
He went to Columbia, by the way.
Oh.
So close.
A second tier Ivy.
Brown shot him down.
That's right.
Yep.
And that brings us to the fourth quarter.
The fourth quarter, known as Put Your Fours Up. This quarter consists of 4 categorized questions that teams will wager up to 100 points each, not to exceed their current point total.
And I talked to Matt about this, so you can only blame Matt Doherty. The categories for today are as follows. Question 1, Wayne. Question 2, Mario.
No.
Question 3, Patrick. Question 4, Connor. And that's right. It's a oops all hockey fourth quarter. And it's now time for the teams to place their wagers. On to the questions.
Okay. When you talk to me about rounds and stuff like this and fucking with people, you can't do it with me then. You have to do it. That's a rule. New rule.
We'd like to take a minute to invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at BenchwarmersTP. We also have a Facebook group for fans of the pod called The Bench. Join us there to comment on the latest episodes and share cool sports facts and trivia. If you'd be willing to rate and review us on iTunes or Stitcher, we'd greatly appreciate the support so that other people may find this podcast. Thanks.
Now that the wagers are in, on to the questions. Question number 1, category Wayne. 1, this is probably the hardest one, so buckle in. One of the many records held by Wayne Gretzky is the single-season assist record. His 163 assists in the 1985-86 season is by far the most in a single season. 11 of the top 20 single-season assist spots belong to Wayne. There are only 2 spots in the top 20 that are by non-Canadians. Name either of them. One is a current player with back-to-back Stanley Cups, and the other is a retired player that only played for teams in New York, whose career was cut short due to concussions.
We're going to check in.
John Olrud's headgear's checked in. August 5th, you guys can talk it out.
All right. So the two, obviously, we're talking about somebody on probably a current player who won back to back. It's probably something with the Lightning.
Yeah, I think they went back to back, and so my first thought was Kucherov.
And I think that's probably the right one. And I think that's probably the one we're going to check in with. But we've been tossing around the other ones, which would be an American that played just for New York teams that's retired. So the names we were throwing around was Adam Oates. We're both very confident that Joe Thornton is not American.
And definitely played for non-New York teams.
Non-New York teams. So I'm trying to think of other assist guys. Mario Lemieux, but obviously he's
right.
He's not American either.
Right.
Connor McDavid might be on this list, but he's obviously
he's Canadian.
He's Canadian, and he plays for a Canadian team,
right?
And he hasn't won a Stanley Cup.
Yeah. I don't hate Adam Oates for the New York career cut short. I feel better about Kucherov for the other one.
I agree.
Okay. Should we check in Nikita Kucherov?
Go for it.
All right. We're checking in Nikita Kucherov for 88 points.
All right. And over to John Olrud's headgear.
I'm pretty sure Adam Oates is Canadian, but I'm not 100% positive. So the name that was jumping out to me was a guy that I remember played for, I think he played most successfully for the Sabres, but I think he may have played for both the Islanders and the Ranger, and that's Pat LaFontaine. And I don't remember the concussion thing, but that sounds vaguely familiar. So anyway, we checked in with that for 90 points.
But what did I ask you, David? I asked you if Jared Leto played him in a movie when you sent that name to me.
And I still don't get it.
It's
I knew Matt would get it.
The runner.
Steve Prefontaine? Is that what you're going for?
Come on, man.
Oregon Ducks legend, Pat LaFontaine.
Yes, exactly. Can't use that because he might be an answer. Well.
All right. So one of the answers is Pat LaFontaine. His career was, he still played, but he was viciously hit by one Francois Leroux, a nice big elbow to the head. It kind of pretty much just ended, he was an all-time great, and then it kind of just didn't work out after that. And the other answer is Nikita Kucherov. So both teams getting their points. All right. Question number 2, category Mario. Mario Lemieux holds 7 different NHL records. One record he has is the most shorthanded goals in a single season. Within one, how many shorthanded goals did he score to set that record?
We'll check in.
All right, John Overwood's headgear has checked in. So anti-August 5th League, talk it out.
All right, so you're kind of throwing out there, what do you think, what percentage of a person's goals would be shorthanded?
Yeah,
Obviously, this would be an extraordinary season than normal. The number
right.
you threw out was like 10%. Like, I mean, if a person has 80 goals in a season,
Right.
the max a normal person would even have the opportunity to get, well, no, not the opportunity, but I mean,
Yeah.
you would have to be a player who's on the power play defensively,
Sure.
right? And you'd have to, so
Because I'm thinking like prime Mario's probably scoring what, like, 70 to 80 goals a season. Was
so
that
then,
his
so then
tops?
that would be the average. So if you're saying like 10%, you're talking 8 or 9. But then you're
Right.
talking a outlier season, right?
Sure.
So I wouldn't double that, but it would certainly be more than that.
Right.
I'd say it's at least 50% more. So if it was like 8 and it got you to 12,
Mhm.
I think 12 is a reasonable number.
Sure.
Anything over like 15 is dumb. No,
That
that's
feels
not
like that
ever.
feels like a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with 10. Or I'm sorry, with 12, excuse me.
Okay. Yeah. That works for me. That feels like outlandish enough for a record, but not too unreasonable. Sure.
We'll check that in for 89 points.
What was your number again?
12.
12. And over to John Olrud's headgear.
So
Answer and
with a lot less methodology than that, we came up with the exact same guess. So I said to Scott, it feels like 5 to 15, but 5 feels way too low. So it's probably closer to the upper end. And then Scott threw out 12. And I said, that sounds great. So 12 for 90 points.
All right. Well, the correct answer, the exact number, is 13. So both teams getting their points.
Oh,
Wow. Still seems like a lot.
13
Mhm.
shorthanded goals seems like a ton.
Yeah.
As it's the record.
Right.
So
Yeah. It's like
No one-
73 home runs seems like a lot for a season.
it's almost like no one else has ever done it. All
Right.
right. Let's move on to question number 3. Category Patrick. Patrick Waugh is widely credited for popularizing what style of goaltending, which has since become the dominant style of goaltending around the world. Not sure if it also influenced the group Crazy Town.
Got it.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. I
Exactly.
actually knew it without the hint. So
I needed
that's
the
actually
hint.
a hockey question I knew. All
We're
right.
checked
Well,
in.
yep.
All right, John Overwood's headgear is checked in. That means anti-August 5th League. You guys can talk it out.
All right. Butterfly, right?
Yeah. I mean, I trusted you before the Crazy Town reference, and then with the Crazy Town reference, I am in full agreement.
I don't know what the Crazy Town reference is, but I do know that he does the butterfly, and he
It's
was
one.
like
It's one of the greatest songs ever written.
It
Butterfly
is?
by Crazy Town. It's
Agreed.
like top 5. It's better than
Wow.
anything the Beatles ever did. So
I agree with that, but I still
Butterfly
don't.
by Crazy Town. Okay, I have to check this out. But yes, the answer we're checking in with is Butterfly for 89 points.
All right, and over to John Overwood's headgear.
Jordy, you telling me this doesn't sound great? Come, my lady, you're my pretty baby. I'll make your legs shake. You make me
Oh,
go
I
crazy.
know that song. Yeah, come, my lady, come, my lady.
Such a sexy,
You're my butterfly,
sexy, pretty
sugar,
little thing.
baby.
Yeah,
Okay,
there you go.
Sure, yeah.
So yeah, let me put it like this: if the answer is not Butterfly, and Eric somehow knows a second song by Crazy Town, I'll quit this podcast. But we checked in with Butterfly for 90 points.
Let's put this to a test. Eric, do you know another song by Crazy Town? I want to see what happens.
No,
Okay,
I
all right.
barely.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
The only reason I know that song too is, I mean, I know whatever, but it's from the movie Orange County, which I feel is highly underrated. But yeah,
Good movie.
that's the main reason I know that. So anyway, yes, both teams getting their points. The correct answer is butterfly.
All right, can the next hint in the question be something about teenage dirtbag?
No.
I'm just a teenage dirt. No, all right,
I
never
was really
mind.
hoping for an iron butterfly reference. Thought I would have had a shot at.
The Wheatus penalty kill or whatever it is.
Yes.
Yeah. 2 tickets to
Popularized by-
Iron Maiden, baby. Nope. All right.
All right. Let's move on to question 4, Matt. All
Please
right.
do.
Question number 4 in the category Connor. Connor McDavid took the ice as captain of the Edmonton Oilers for the first time on October 12th, 2016, making him the youngest captain in NHL history at the age of 19 years and 273 days. Who was the previous player to hold that honor? He is still the most handsome captain in the history of the NHL, and that is not an opinion. It is a fact.
I think I know which two I could get now, David.
Do you know this one?
Yeah, I do. I mean,
I seem to remember that's come up before, and I'm trying to remember what the guy's name was.
I listen. This is like a Lewandowski. It's a name that I will never forget.
All right, type it. Let me see it, and then we'll make them answer in 2 minutes. Oh, yeah, that's right. Good for you. Go for it.
I know it is. We're checked in.
All right. John O'Rourke's headgear has checked in for the last time. So, anti-August 5th League. Talk it out.
Well, I don't know. I've studied a lot of things for this podcast, but Eric Eads' taste in handsome men was not one of them.
Should have been.
Should have been.
I know this because of these guys talking of this name. I didn't know this name before this podcast, but Scott bringing that up about knowing the name only because of like Lewandowski and Eid. Has to be that. How do you say his last name? I'm spacing it. Landeskog. Right?
Sure.
Is that how you say it?
Sure.
Is it Landeskog? Gabriel Landeskog, right? Isn't that how you say it?
Sounds right to me.
I think so, yeah. Because these guys have talked about him a lot, so. All right, we'll check in with that for 89 points.
Okay, and over to John O'Rourke's headgear.
Yeah, this goes back in the days of Hulu and some of the really early inside jokes, if you want to call them jokes, but it's not a joke because Eric's very serious about this, just like I was about Hulu. But yeah, this is 100% Gabriel Landeskog for 90 points.
Both teams getting their points here, and yes, it's Gabriel Landeskog, and I am comfortable in my masculinity, and this man is honestly, he is a god in my eyes. Just he is. I hope my children look like him, and I think the only way to do that is to have him. Anyway,
Have him.
Wait, what is the Eric Eat indecent proposal that we're making here, my friend? What is happening?
if he is willing to come to, I'll go to Denver.
He's got a great head of hair. I'm looking him up now. Yeah.
Oh, he is.
Nice.
He is a specimen.
Eats hall pass.
Right?
Whoa! Is it Ead's hall pass or is it his wife's hall pass?
My
Yes.
wife doesn't know who he is.
I said what I said.
I'm sticking to my story.
My wife has no idea who this man is.
Oh my gosh!
So the game has come to an end, and here are the final scores. The anti-August 5th League finishes with a very respectable, especially with the amount of hockey questions we had in this game, 710 points. And John O'Rourke's headgear will be taking home the very coveted the David Abisher Clipboard Captain Award. We have John O'Rourke's headgear. And if anybody knows who David Abisher is, good for you.
I assumed he was the lead singer of Crazy Town. Am I wrong?
Could be. Could be.
The interim singer.
All right. So, anything anybody want? There's no guests here today. So anything anybody wants to say? Everyone did very well with the amount of hockey questions we had. So no one can complain. Especially David. His Artemi Panarin knowledge. All right. Well,
You're looking for
Come on,
people to
you-
say
you
stuff? Is
asked-
that what you want?
No, you don't have to. We're good.
You asked the Sid Luckman question. How am I going to complain?
Yeah, no, I like that. This was a fantastic episode written by Eric Eade. So thank you for that, Eric Eade.
You know what? It was fantastic, wasn't it? Anyway.
Oops,
So
all NHL questions. Love it.
So on behalf of Scott, David Lux, Taco, and Matt Doherty, I am Eric Eade, and thank you for listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. And until next time, we'll keep the bench warm.
Buy the cookbook. Chunky surprise.
That ball hit high and deep. Stretch! Get on back there. They look up. You can put it on the board. Yes!
Into deep left center for Mitchell. And we'll see you tomorrow night.
That great music you're listening to is by Justin Nozick. Thanks to him for producing that music for us. You've been listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. Make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We are at Benchwarmers TP.